The 2024 US presidential election is heating up, and the political landscape has never been more intense. We've got Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in a head-to-head race that could change the course of the country. Today, we're breaking down the latest polling data from every state to see who's taking the lead and which swing states could be the game changers in this epic showdown. Let's start now. Nevada. Harris leads in Nevada with 49% of the vote, compared to Trump's 47%. This gives Harris a 2% advantage in this battleground state. North Carolina. In North Carolina, Trump leads by a narrow 1%, with 49% of the vote compared to Harris's 48%. This race is also tight. Florida. Trump is leading in Florida with 49%, while Harris has 46%. Trump holds a 2% lead in this critical state. Arizona. Arizona is another key battleground state. Trump holds a narrow lead with 48% of the vote, while Harris follows closely with 47%. Trump is up by just 1%. Georgia. In Georgia, Trump leads by 1%, holding 49% of the vote compared to Harris's 48%. This race is tight in this crucial swing state. Iowa. Trump has a 5% lead in Iowa, with 49% of the vote compared to Harris's 44%. It's a clearer lead for Trump here. New Hampshire. Harris is ahead in New Hampshire with 52% of the vote, while Trump holds 43%. Harris has a strong 9% lead here. Ohio. Trump has a commanding lead in Ohio, with 52% of the vote compared to Harris's 43%, giving him an 8% advantage. Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, Harris holds a slight 1% lead, with 48% of the vote to Trump's 47%. South Carolina. Trump leads comfortably in South Carolina with 52% of the vote, while Harris is at 42%, giving him a 10% advantage. Wisconsin. Harris has a slim lead in Wisconsin, holding 49% of the vote to Trump's 48%. It's a very close race in this critical state. Alaska. In Alaska, Trump leads with 52% of the vote compared to Harris's 43%, giving him a 9% advantage. Texas. Trump holds a 6% lead in Texas, with 51% of the vote compared to Harris's 45%. California. Harris dominates in her home state of California, with 59% of the vote compared to Trump's 33%. This gives her a massive 25% lead. Indiana. Trump holds a strong lead in Indiana with 56% of the vote, while Harris has 39%, giving him a 16% lead. Nebraska District 2. Harris is ahead in Nebraska's 2nd District with 50% of the vote, while Trump has 42%, giving her an 8% lead. Delaware. In Delaware, Harris leads comfortably with 55% of the vote, compared to Trump's 36%, giving her an 18% lead. New York. Harris is ahead in New York with 54% of the vote, while Trump holds 41%, giving her a 13% advantage. Maryland. Harris leads with a strong 61% in Maryland, compared to Trump's 33%, giving her a 28% lead. Minnesota. In Minnesota, Harris holds a 5% lead, with 49% of the vote compared to Trump's 43%. Virginia. Harris leads in Virginia with 49% of the vote, while Trump holds 42%, giving her a 7% lead. Colorado. Harris has a strong lead in Colorado with 53% of the vote, while Trump has 42%, giving her an 11% advantage. New Mexico. In New Mexico, Harris leads with 49% of the vote, compared to Trump's 41%, giving her a 7% lead. Connecticut. Harris leads in Connecticut with 57% of the vote, while Trump holds 41%, giving her a 16% lead. Massachusetts. Harris dominates in Massachusetts with 62% of the vote, while Trump holds 33%, giving her a 29% lead. Montana. In Montana, Trump leads with 57%, while Harris has 39%, giving him an 18% advantage. Rhode Island. Harris leads in Rhode Island with 57% of the vote, compared to Trump's 40%, giving her a 16% lead. Maine. Harris holds a 13% lead with 54% of the vote, compared to Trump's 41%. Maine District 1. Harris is far ahead in Maine's 1st District with 61%, while Trump holds 34%, giving her a 27% lead. Maine District 2. Trump holds a slim lead in Maine's 2nd District with 48% of the vote, while Harris follows closely with 47%, giving Trump a 1% lead. Missouri. Trump leads in Missouri with 53% of the vote, while Harris holds 42%, giving Trump an 11% advantage. Arkansas. In Arkansas, Trump holds 55% of the vote, while Harris is at 40%, giving him a 15% lead. Washington. Harris leads comfortably in Washington with 53% of the vote, while Trump holds 32%, giving her a 21% advantage. Oklahoma. Trump holds a strong lead in Oklahoma with 56% of the vote compared to Harris's 40%, giving him a 16% lead. Nebraska. In Nebraska, Trump leads with 54% of the vote, while Harris has 37%, giving him a 17% lead. West Virginia. Trump leads comfortably in West Virginia with 61% of the vote, while Harris holds 34%, giving Trump a 27% lead. Utah. Trump dominates in Utah with 60% of the vote compared to Harris's 28%, giving him a 32% lead. Vermont. Harris has a commanding lead in Vermont with 70% of the vote, while Trump holds 29%, giving her a 41% lead. Oregon. In Oregon, Harris leads with 49% of the vote, while Trump follows with 44%, giving her a 5% lead. Michigan. In Michigan, Harris holds a 1% lead with 48% of the vote compared to Trump's 47%. This state remains a key battleground.